Hey guys, and welcome back to Because You Watched. Nothing has changed, I'm still your critic Pobles, and for my first review today I will be doing Shutter Island. This review request came from this guy and this guy. Shutter Island is a 2010 psychological thriller film directed by Martin Scorsese, who is the genius who brought us Taxi Driver, which is a cult classic. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio as the federal marshal Teddy Daniels, who, along with his partner, is investigating the disappearance of a patient at a dangerously, criminally insane offshore hospital. This film is deeply psychological, so I'm not going to give anything away, but I think that it's crucial that you watch the film at least 2 or 3 times to fully absorb everything that happens in the film. Leonardo DiCaprio emulates a strong accent, and he really does do his best to create a very convincing character. This is my second film review starring Leonardo DiCaprio, so it's good to see that he holds his own in whatever film that he does. The cinematography in this film, such as the blend of the colors and the balance of things and the composition of the shots, is really beautiful in this film. It's quite stunning and elegant at times. The only gripe I would have is that occasionally the green screen shots do look a little unconvincing. The soundtrack to this film is quite good but occasionally excessive. But despite this, certain scenes in conjunction with the sound are truly terrifying, such as when Teddy Daniels and his partner go into Sea Ward, which is where all the dangerous criminals and patients and prisoners are kept. There are occasional shots in this film that technically don't make sense. What I mean is that the camera will pan over a landscape, such as when they're explaining to Teddy the layout of the prison, and as it pans, it's unclear as to whether or not they've sped it up really quickly or if they've just cut to another shot. It's a little confusing. The casting and the balance between the roles in this film is very well done. It's brilliant. The screenplay writers, who are Stephen Knight and Laeta Kalogridis, did a brilliant job of creating dialogue. It feels really real. The interns and nurses and orderlies all joke around with each other about the demands of their jobs, and the characters all react realistically not only to what is said to them but what's said around them. For example, Teddy's character consistently mispronounces escaped as escaped, and this builds a great background behind the character. Mistakes are real, and perfection, while it's appealing sometimes, it does get a little boring. I give this film an 8.5 out of 10. My next film review comes from this person, and it is called City of Angels. Released in 1998, this is a vague remake of an old German film called Wings of Desire. It works around the concept of invisible angels who, unseen, walk around us and help us and avert disaster. And the film focuses on one character named Seth, who is responsible for collecting the dead as they pass between here and the thereafter. Nicolas Cage plays Seth, and Seth falls in love with Maggie Rice, who is played by Meg Ryan. Having the names Seth and Meg just reminded me of Seth Green and Family Guy, so it was just strange watching this film and having the urge to say, "Shut up, Meg." Unfortunately, I do have one more joke to make. Are you ready? Nicolas Cage. I'm kidding. But seriously, he's terrible. Which is exactly why he's so good in this film. Nick Cage is very unexpressive, deadpan, he mumbles a lot, he's got a very deep, rumbly voice. So for an angel that has no human emotions and doesn't so much feel sensation, he's actually really good. Meg Ryan's highly emotional role combined with this is a really good contrast between human and celestial being. And so they have really good chemistry in this film. The roles are really well suited towards each other, as are the characters. The writing basically blends them both in quite well. The only gripe is around 2/3 of the way through this film, something happens and the focus of the film just seems to change, and I didn't like that very much. What's also really great about this film is it focuses around a supernatural celestial being, and it sticks quite close to the mythology of that. There's no speculation about who sparkles where. The early scenes of this film build a really good foundation. You see the minds of everyday people going about their day-to-day life, and from an angel's perspective you really do create a strong image of what they're trying to build here, and I thought they did it quite strong. One gripe I did have about this film is at one point the doctors are operating on a surgical table with loud music playing in the background, and I thought that that was unrealistic and unprofessional, and it really makes me think twice about planning to get those breast implants, but oh well. The acting in this film is realistic, but the only constraint is that the actor has to stay close to the dialogue, which at points in this film are quite dumb. I love the concept behind the angels, such as they all spend time in a library because they can read people's minds, and having all this knowledge and creative flow around them is stimulating, I guess. And I thought that was really... This film does create an eerie sense of wonder and a very speculative look at our lives. Speculative, rah 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 rah. This film receives a 7 out of 10 from me. It's really good, and if you're into fantasy or drama, I would definitely check this film out. The video is actually at about 710 views right now. So as promised, I'm going to be doing 2 videos next week. And there's hot singles in my area, so I must go. Thanks for watching.